White governments don't want intelligent, critically thinking black populations. They instead want black populations that are just smart enough to work, pay taxes, fill their sporting arenas, and fight within their wars, but that are dumb enough to believe things that literally insults our own intelligence. This includes being dumb enough to believe that we made the N-word ours and that using it now ridiculously empowers us. Dumb enough to get our morals from a Bible written by those who clearly have no morals. Dumb enough to believe that a Bible that was brutally beaten into the blood-soaked minds of our enslaved ancestors now provides the path to our salvation. Dumb enough to believe that we're being controlled by silly slave syndrome myth, which presents what would in fact be the least effective method used for controlling generations of millions of people. It's simply not how brainwashing works. Also dumb enough to believe that we're suffering from a generational curse, when in reality our conditions are direct results of hidden subjugation tactics that white oppressive forces deploys for maintaining their social dominance over us. Also dumb enough to sag our pants below our asses while never realizing that the behavior is a result of negative media social engineering by white oppressive forces. Also dumb enough to revere black rappers that gets upon global media platforms, denigrating, marginalizing, and criminalizing our image before the entire world like modern minstrel show. Also dumb enough to believe that we African Americans are not from Africa, although countless millions of DNA analysis have scientifically confirmed our African identity. And that are dumb enough to believe that it's we that are now our worst enemies, when in reality, our worst enemies are in fact still white oppressive forces. We must stop believing in things that literally insults our own intelligence. I will not be silent to appease black ignorance, especially when black ignorance is what hinders true black liberation. I'd rather lose all my ignorant black friends for telling the black liberating truth than to endorse idiotic ignorant beliefs in order to hold on to my ignorant and mentally enslaved black friends. A speaker of truth has no friends, African proverb. Our core problem is that the ignorant ones have been made overconfident and the intelligent ones have been made self-doubting. They therefore remain silent in the face of all the ignorance. However, this silence allows the false knowledge held by the ignorant ones to permeate throughout our communities, mentally enslaving millions within our communities, thus hindering our black liberation. When we allow ignorance to go unchecked, we're literally supporting the white society's mental enslavement of our people. I'd rather walk alone, seeking a clear and accurate understanding of our plight and condition, than to foolishly join the crowds of our people that ignorantly attempts to assign a biblical fairy tale to our plight and a slave syndrome myth to our condition. At least in doing so, I'd have spent my life in a worthy cause. And if I fail, at least I fail while daring greatly, so that my place shall not be remembered among those of my people that refuse to wake up and critically think for themselves and challenge the validity of their current beliefs. When everything we get come from our enemies and come from history's greatest liars, how can we believe that is true? Therefore, these black people goes from their cradles to their graves being mentally enslaved by the white society. Therefore, their minds were never their own. It's time to elevate our minds above nonsense and open our eyes to our reality. We must learn the truth of our plight and condition in order to liberate ourselves. Because if our understandings remains flawed, then all liberating remedies that stem from those misunderstandings will also be flawed. This is why those who know the truth must teach. African proverb. The truth of the matter is that although all white governments now publicly professes equality for all of their citizens, in reality, they are all secretly unrelentingly committed towards maintaining their nation's white social dominance over their black population. There's also an immense concern of massive unified black rebellion that secretly exists amongst those white nations that have brutally exploited Africans for many centuries. This immense fear of massive unified black retribution and unrelenting commitment towards maintaining that nation's white dominance resulted in white oppressive forces deploying many hidden nefarious unethical social engineering practices against us that are necessary for maintaining their social dominance over our lives and to facilitate their ongoing long-term oppression of us. From the perspective of the white oppressive forces, to not have taken these actions against the black population would have been directly against their own interests. Welcome to reality.